I've got it in.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.
The thingy. Okay, that was a quick intro. We're trying another one, guys. Good evening, and I'm sorry about the intro. What's been happening is all day's been playing up, and we have got people onto it, and
Mm-hmm.
and but in the meantime, we got a wonderful guest with us tonight. I've been watching around about 3 or 4 songs of hers today, and I think she's fabulous. I
Thank
do.
you.
Hello, Biddy. How are you?
I'm not too bad. It's
Thank,
yeah, it's nice to be here.
thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Anytime. Just give us a shout.
Good. We will. Don't never worry. Um, this song here really got to me this afternoon, and I'll ask you about a couple of questions afterwards.
Okay.
And this is what it was.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. And let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand. Will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never. Never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold still too little. These hands can hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me.
Well done.
you. That was a while back.
Yes, yeah. I was looking at that and I was thinking, what a song, what a voice.
It is a great song, and I was lucky enough to sing it kind of every night on the last tour I was on. So I was like, let's record it and let's have it as a thing for me going forwards. And then we haven't sang it for a year.
Let's take you all the way back when you began. So why singing?
Oh, well, my mum was a singer, and my granddad was, well, he was a steel worker, but also sang in the pubs and clubs with his guitar back in the 60s, 70s. So it kind of just trickled down.
Right.
And I think I was a bit of a stage school child going through. I trained in musical theatre, believe it or not, and then I came to kind of country music in a roundabout way.
Oh, we love country music. We got our own. I don't know if you've seen it, but we've got our own radio and
Mm-hmm.
we got a podcast here and everything else like that. So we got about three things going on each time. So
Right.
um, yeah. So you're live at the moment, and we got around about on our radio. We got around about 9,000 people on our radio
Okay.
at the
Right.
moment. So when you started off, so your mum was a singer,
Mm-hmm.
your family was singing, and when did you actually started singing? And you're thinking, hang on, this is going to be good. This is definitely for me.
Well, I think I stopped singing between about the age of 14 and 17 because my mum was like, I'm not sure you're good enough. So I, on the sly, kind of trained myself a bit more, and then I got to 17, and I was in a casting for a great big West End show that was coming over from Broadway, and I was like, oh, actually, I might be quite good at this, like, because if I'm getting so far at that age, and I didn't get the role in the end, but I did all the workshopping for it, and that was the point, I think, the turning point when I was like, okay, maybe I should take this a bit more seriously and look into training in singing, acting, whatever I could do. And it spiraled from there. And thankfully, touch wood, until this year, it was going all right.
Got it right, yeah. And because your mum was a singer as well, isn't she? Is she a professional singer, isn't she?
She did bits and bobs. She lives
Yeah.
over in Australia now, so she was in a band in Sydney, but hasn't done much since. She now lives in kind of rural northern Queensland, so there's not a lot of opportunities to gig around there. Left it behind.
So, I know about quite a bit about you, but my audience don't. So, because you've been on the West End, didn't you? You've actually. Um,
Yeah,
can you
very
tell
lucky.
everybody about the West End and about the?
We only did one kind of show there. So I, up until the pandemic, I was a lead vocalist in the Chicago Blues Brothers, which is the number one Blues Brothers kind of theatre show in Europe, anyway. Um, and we tour around everywhere. We've done places like Hong Kong, Switzerland, arenas. Nottingham Arena was a big one, Belfast Arena, and we ended up in the West End in August 2020, which was a very, 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 very long day.
Mm,
I can tell you, and it's definitely because it was still part of the tour, so it was a tour stop. Um, yeah, it's not as glamorous as anyone makes out.
yeah.
Long hours.
With the Blue Brothers, because it was the Blue Brothers, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what was it kind of like? Actually, like kind of like traveling around and as an artist, as a professional singer, do you ever get your moments thinking, "Oh no, I've had enough. I want to go home."
Yeah. Sometimes the tour schedule can be a bit unforgiving. So I think one of the last runs we did, we were in Liverpool one day, and then we're in Dundee the next night. And I don't know if anyone's ever done that drive, but it's about 6-7 hours.
Mm.
And then it was Dundee. I think it was Aberdeen after Dundee, and from Aberdeen we were then coming home. And I'm down in Derbyshire, so Aberdeen to Derby. it's it's a long trek, and I think at the end of that one, I was like, maybe I am getting too old for this.
Yeah. What's the so? because you did all that, you touring, then all of a sudden everything stopped and everything.
Hmm.
And next minute, I see that you've been singing on, Facebook. Is that right?
Well, bits and bobs.
Yeah, bits and bobs and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of kept us going. That's mainly been on the country music side because you can accompany yourself with the piano, with the guitar. I mean, I play both. I'm master of neither. I play enough to kind of accompany bits and bobs, as we just said. So I've done my own stuff and I've done some covers, and it just keeps you, I guess, in people's psyche whilst
Mm,
the world's gone
mm,
a bit crazy
yeah.
and we wait to
What
go
kind
back
of
gigging.
what kind of audiences did you have when you was on your tour? Were there a lot of people? Was it thousands? And
It varied. So we could do a small theatre or a small event. So I say if it was the smallest theatre we've done, somewhere up in the depths of Yorkshire, there was this tiny little theatre in the middle of the Dales, and I remember doing that. And I think there was only about 100 seats in total. And then we've also done Belfast Arena,
all
which
right.
I mean, it's quite a lot of people you can fit in there. So it varies, and sometimes you get more nervous because there's more people, or more nervous because it's so for example there's a theatre just near Edinburgh. Where is it? I can't remember what it's called. But the stage is the floor and the people are sat there on the floor with you. So you're kind of like at eye level with them, and that's really
Yeah,
awful
yeah,
because I know I'm sweating a lot as well. Like I'm really sorry because people spit when we sing, and that was really up close and personal. And I get more nervous about that side of things. So
yeah.
yeah.
Tell us, tell us about a typical day in the theatre then. So you're traveling, you get to the theatre, and
Hmm.
what do you do?
So most of the time, if the tour's in full swing, we'll kind of aim to get to the theatre about 3 o'clock. And usually, the girls are in one dressing room, the boys are elsewhere. And the girls, we take a lot longer to get ready. So we've got to time our, afternoon. I don't know if that's
Well,
fake tan or anything like
that is
that.
women for you. They take longer. Yeah, yeah.
um, so yeah, usually there's a sound check about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And if it goes smoothly, it lasts about 15-20 minutes. If it doesn't go smoothly, this is why you've got to be prepared. So having had half got ready by that point, because if something then goes wrong, you might only have half an hour before the show to actually finish getting ready and get your dinner, etc. So I do kind of mark it out. And then with curtains down at about 10, we always do a meet and greet. And then we're kind of out of the theatre for 10:30. As fast as you can,
Oh
back to the hotel for a drink.
gosh. So do you ever get kind of like what's your most embarrassing moment when you're on stage?
um,
I always ask everybody this.
Not recently, touch wood. But I think when I was about 19, I definitely fell out of a costume on the top. That was, front row bonus. But I don't know. There's nothing really embarrassing apart from when you really need the toilet, and you've
Hmm.
still got an hour to go on your feet, and just thinking, oh. Uh, and yeah, I think I've never been ill. Or, I mean, I probably have been ill, but I've not shown it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, nothing
Do,
overly embarrassing, like no split dresses yet. Or...
do you like playing in the West End?
Yeah, it was good, but like I said, it's not as glamorous as folks make out. It's the theatre. It's usually very small, really small dressing rooms, not much space, and it's very hot, really hot. And we did it at the height of summer as well, and there's no air conditioning or anything like that. And that was in the Savoy Theatre.
All right, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
very nice
yeah.
hotel, but backstage at the theatre needs some work.
And you well, be careful what you're saying. um, so, um, so you kind of like, where is the worst place? Look, come on, it's got to be somewhere which is really bad that you've been and you won't go back there again. Come on, come
uh,
on. You give me the sign language if you want. You can do it in sign language.
well, I'm not gonna say specifically where it is, but the grey area between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and
Yeah.
where everything is grey. And we did a couple of dates around there, and that was I'm not rushing back. The people are lovely, but yeah, it's not much to do around there. Not gonna lie.
No, you don't.
But on my own, I've done some proper dives, and I
Yeah.
live near Sheffield, and there's a couple in Sheffield that I refuse to go back to.
All right. Okay. Because that's where they made the full Monty and whatnot, didn't they?
Yeah, but there's one or two clubs in Sheffield that have been run into the ground, and these are working men's clubs, so kind of gigs that you do on your own. One in particular that I just no. I think the last time I went, they were like, "Oh yeah, just park your car on the pavement around the front because everyone gets broken into around the back." And then they wouldn't even put toilet roll in the toilets because people nick the toilet roll. You had to go to the bar and ask for some toilet paper. And I was like, fabulous. And apparently the week after, someone was gigging and just a guy came in and just stole his speaker off the stage and walked out with it. And apparently he was untouchable. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going back, I'm good.
Don't you? The toilet roll. Sorry.
Yeah.
So when you so what's the best theatre you played in, then? What's the really best one you played in?
Aylesbury Waters. I can never say it, Aylesbury Waterside Theatre. It is beautiful. It's just worth just going to visit and see how amazing and like this theatre is, because architecturally it's just beautiful. And around it, it's all like David Bowie memorabilia, and because he's from Aylesbury, yeah, that's definitely one of the memorable ones. It's not
Yeah.
even huge, but it's a nice place.
Yeah. So in the theatre, because you also done holiday camps as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Do you know what? If someone said, "What have you not done singing?" would be an easier question.
Well, that was my next question after this one.
No, I think it's always that thing of like having a varied career. Like I used to work abroad in the holiday resorts. Worked for big holiday companies and wherever I could. When I graduated university, I was like, right, I just want to travel and I want to work and travel because I can't afford to travel without working, basically. So did that for about 5 years. Then 2016 came back to the UK and I was like, oh, apparently you can make some money here, just singing in the bars and clubs and holiday camps. And yeah, that'll be interesting to see if any come in this summer. But I think everyone wants them again.
So do you think you'd be going back up to the holiday camps this year?
Probably not this year. I've not seen. Have I? I've got one or two bookings later on in the summer. Yeah, I work through an agent, so they're like, yeah, they send me a date sheet and I send it back if I can do it or not.
So you're under agent, so they say to you like, what do you think of agents? Because I've had people on here and they say to me, well, some you've got your bad agents and your poor agents. You've got your bad agents and you've got your good ones.
Yeah, I seem to have a good one. I mean, I changed agents a couple of years ago, and he's been quite understanding because the tour dates, that's not with my agent. That's obviously a different contract. And at the moment, obviously everything is up in the air. Like people confirming or not confirming things. Same as wedding gigs. Same as anything else like that. So kind of most of my diary, in fact, is in yellow. So it's like to be confirmed. And he's quite understanding with that because I keep saying to him like, I have no idea if this one's going ahead or if that one's going ahead, or hopefully everything is opening up.
Yeah.
But I think like everyone would need a crystal ball to say how this summer's going to go.
Yeah. What have you got planned that you can tell us?
Again, it's a range of things. The Blues Brothers should be coming back the end of July. That is scheduled to kick off again the 31st of July.
Anybody top in the Blues Brothers? Any professional actors in that or singers and stuff?
Well, the guys who run it, Chris and Gareth, they've been the Chicago Blues Brothers since the year dot, so they always stay with the show, and it's the rest of us that kind of rotate around. But I think we're all keeping our jobs this year, touch wood. So we're yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you ever bring it down to the southwest?
We do. but off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you where
Right,
in
okay.
date wise.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we kick off in Birmingham, but I've got festivals as well with the country music. So we're way down in Ilfracombe in September for Ilfracombe
All
Country
right, more part
Festival.
of the country. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're definitely down there at that point, and
All
that's
right. Okay.
middle September, I think.
I want to talk about your country music now.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you what, you're really good at country music. Really, really
Thank you.
good. Why? Why country? Because you've got a broad range of music, ain't you? You know, one minute you're singing Never Enough, right?
Yeah.
And next minute you're singing country music, and I'm thinking, hang on for a second, what you doing here? You know?
Do you know what the country music is? That's the songwriting side, and I I think it's because the first CDs I listened to or records were, again, my granddad's, and he was really into Glenn Campbell, and, even from singers like Connie Francis going forward to Shania Twain and the Dixie Chicks, they had all their music, and I was always palmed off to my gran and granddad's each weekend. So I blame them for introducing me to that side of things. But I think that's just kind of how the writing went, and it wasn't really intentional to start with, but now it is, considering we're
Yeah.
part of the UK country scene, and it's kind of a growing scene. It's not massive, don't get me wrong, but there is enough going on nowadays.
I'll tell you what, I love country music. I love it. I really do love it.
And
You
it's the
know, it's
storytelling bits that you get to still tell stories and make stories up about outlaws and, I don't know, divorces, things like that.
divorce.
Always somewhere in country music.
Yeah, yeah. Um, because you did an album too, didn't you? You did an album. What was that like to do?
Again, rather unintentional to begin with.
All right.
And then we had 2 singles out, and we had a look at it and thought, right, well, maybe now's the time to kind of release an EP. So it was it 6 tracks, 5 tracks? I can't remember. And that came out in January 2020, and it got to number 1 on the country charts, which was a great start to probably the worst year. So we got that, and we planned to tour it around a bit, and then obviously the pandemic happened shortly after, and it all went to pot.
Yeah, yeah. So, so it went to because it went to number 1 in the country charts, didn't it?
Hmm.
Then where did it go? Then it spread it all over around the place, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's weird to see, like these days with things like Spotify and there we go.
Sorry, sorry.
You on Spotify you can see around the world who's listening. I'm like, well, who is listening to me in Taiwan? Hello. And we get a lot of listeners in Germany and Poland, which is something I've said to the guys in the band. I was like, we'll have to go, especially to Germany at some point, because they seem to really like that country rock side of things. And yeah, all the playlists were added to are all over. There we go. Thrill.
Sorry, we're having a break. We're having a breakdown here at the moment. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, cause, tell me about Thrill then. The new song you got.
Thrill, yeah, came out July last year. So that was never meant to be a released song, but because of lockdowns and everything, it was kind of finished 2 years ago, and we just did nothing with it. So I said to the guy I work with, the producer, Stuart, and he's in the band, I said, well, can we salvage it? Is it something that we could potentially release and have it as a tie over track to whenever we can get back in the studio? And he was like, yeah, I think we can do something with this. And then that went to number 1 on the singles chart, and we were like, what? We didn't even finish we didn't actually finish the song, because I always bang on about this. There's no middle 8. And for me, that's weird, because it just goes verse, chorus, chorus. And I was like, it's very simple. And I think my music teacher at GCSE or A level would have told me off.
Let's listen to that song. Now they've got it up for me. Yeah.
Staring at the phone, waiting for you to say you're home alone and you want me to come back. You want me to spend the night. I let you run this game. I tell myself it's the last time that it happens all over again. And I'm losing. Now with every drawn out line, I know you'll never love me, but you'll get your fill just for tonight. I'm here for your thrill. You're calling again. I say that I'll be ready in 10 and I'm just drowning in sin. I know I'll let you ride it. What's a girl meant to do? 'Cause every time I feel myself get weak when I'm looking at you. Hoped you'd feel that way too. Now with every drawn out line, no, I can't deny you'll never love me, but you'll get your fill just for tonight. I'm here for your thrill, and no, you'll never know me. No, I doubt you will. Just for tonight, I'm here for your I know you'll never love me, but you'll get your fill just for tonight. I'm here for your thrill. I know you'll never know me. No, I doubt you will. Just for tonight, I'm here for your thrill. I know you'll never love me, but you got your fill just for tonight. I'm here for your thrill. Just for tonight, I'm here for your thrill.
Wow, what a lovely song.
Yeah, the song that nearly never was. And did us a lot of favours last year. So yeah, there you go. That was Thrill.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Look, I need. Oh gosh, there's a lot to talk about with you because you've done loads and loads of stuff. I would love to have you back some other time and talk to you more.
That's fine. Just remind me.
Okay, will do. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Well, what I'll do is I'll get my wife to contact you because she does all that,
Okie dokie.
and she will contact you and put you in. Then we can finish off
Yeah.
another half of it.
The autobiography. There we go.
Yeah, yeah. But listen, thank you so much, Biddy. That was really lovely.
Thank you very much for having me on. And we'll
Thank
chat
you.
again soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.